if you're actually born in a rural area, you have lesser chance of actually being more exposed to some things. Then if you have formal education, you have higher chance of being intelligent. Then talking about the genetic factor, if you are born, some people are actually born with high intelligence. So that is talking about the genetic factor aspect. So people are born with high intelligence.
Are we born intelligent or not? Right here on today's video, we'll be talking more about the topic intelligence. So sit back and enjoy. So welcome back, everybody. I'll be welcoming Mr. Godwin on today's video, in which we'll be talking about, are we born intelligent, in which we'll be shedding more light on whether we are born intelligent or not. So welcome, Mr. Godwin.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me.
So Mr. Godwin, I'll be asking you some specific questions today. So my first question is, what is intelligence?
Wow.
And how do you define intelligence?
All right, thank you very much. In fact, that question is a very interesting question, and it has been a topic that people actually misuse and actually define wrongly. So, from my own perspective, I feel intelligence talks about you being able to acquire knowledge, able to process it, and being able to apply it to solve problems, and being able to adapt in any situation.
Wow, that's a very great one. That's a very great one.
Thank you.
So moving forward, what are the qualities you can see in a person and you say, oh, this person is intelligent?
Wow, thank you very much. In fact, there are a lot of qualities you can see to say that someone is actually intelligent. Number one is problem solving. You must be a problem solver. So for someone that is intelligent, you must be able to transfer the knowledge you have gotten to solve a particular problem. I'll give an example. We have many problems in this world, right? Before now, there was problem of communication. But somebody was able to use knowledge that he has acquired or through experience or whatever it is to actually bring out a telephone whereby someone can communicate to anyone all over the world. So that is the problem solver.
All right. Thank you so much on that. So moving on to the next question. Are there differences in intelligence between individuals? And if so, what accounts for them, Mr. Godwin?
Wow, thank you very much for that question once again. Now, intelligence between individuals varies. Do you understand? It varies. Now, there are two major factors that contribute to intelligence between individuals. Number one is the genetic factor. The second one is actually environmental factors. So now, speaking of environmental factors, talking about factors like education, formal education, talking about exposure to maybe technological advancement and the likes of others. So if you are actually born in a rural area, you have lesser chance of actually being more exposed to some things. Then if you have formal education, you have higher chance of being intelligent. Then talking about the genetic factor, if you are born, some people are actually born with high intelligence. So that is talking about the genetic factor aspect. So people are born with high intelligence.
So thank you so much, Mr. Godwin. So what's the interaction? You said we have the genetic factor and the environmental factor that determines intelligence. So what's the interaction between the genetic and the environmental factor in determining a person's level of intelligence?
Thank you very much. Now, genetics, since we cannot change the way we are born, we can't change, it's the way we are born. So some people actually are born very, very intelligent. You understand? But the environmental factor can actually contribute to you remaining intelligent or reducing from intelligence.
Wow.
So some people actually born intelligent.
Really?
Yeah. So some people, that's why when some people leave their countries and go to developed countries, they perform way more better. There are some people that were labeled maybe dummies or dollars, but immediately they left their environment, they became very, very intelligent and became very successful. So your environment can actually contribute to.
So environment is a significant factor for a person to be intelligent, even if he's not actually intelligent in terms of genetic factor. So now, are you now saying that the genetic factor of being intelligent actually shows when a person is very, very young, when at a very young age? Are you saying that?
Yeah. Since if you are born intelligent, and intelligence actually builds while you are very young. you understand? So you have little or less you can do while
So
you
the
are.
genetic factor shows well at the young
Yes,
age.
yes. So that's why when you are young, you have to start focusing on that environmental factor. You have to go to school early. You can see there's difference between you going to school very early and going to school very late. You understand? So you being a child and focusing on the environmental factors can actually trigger your intelligence level.
Wow, this is very, very nice. This is nice.
Thank you very
This
much.
is nice. So now, moving on to the next question. Do you believe that everyone has the potential to be intelligent?
Wow, that was a good question. Well, I would say yes. Now, according to science, genetic factor actually contributes to approximately 50 to 80% of intelligence, while environmental factors contribute to the rest. So, according to your question, can someone actually achieve intelligence, right? I feel everyone can actually achieve intelligence, even if you're not born intelligent.
Wow.
For example, the environmental factors, you have to be educated. If you go to a school, there's high chances that you'll be very, very intelligent. If you study hard, if you read your books, and do a lot of research. Do you understand? There are a lot of people that were labeled dummies, but today they are making things great in this world.
Wow, wow, that is nice. So the next question, do you think intelligence is limited by biology?
No, 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 no. It's not.
So you are saying that if someone is regarded as dumb before, the person has the potential to become intelligent, right?
That's true. That's true.
Wow, that is
Because
very
of the environmental factor, which number one is that level of education and exposure to maybe technological advancement and something. There are some places there's no computer, there's no electricity. Do you understand? All the kind of things actually
so
contribute.
environment can actually limit someone from exploring his potential to become
That's
more
true.
intelligent.
Do you understand? There are some places there are some places they have no access to internet, no access to library. There's no access to, in fact, school. There's no access to power supply. So all these things are environmental factors that actually contribute to someone being less intelligent than they are supposed to be.
Wow, that's a very nice one, and thank you very much
Thank you
for
very
that.
much.
So moving on to the next question, what are the things a person can do to become intelligent? Given the fact that environment is a significant factor to become intelligent, and you said that environment can actually play a very major role, even if someone is not intelligent before, the person can become intelligent.
Yeah.
So what are the things you think someone can do to become intelligent?
Okay. So the first thing is change of environment. If your environment is not conducive enough for you to be intelligent, like I said told you earlier, access to electricity, power supply, access to good library, access to education like school, formal school. If you cannot find those kind of tools in your area, you can leave. There are some people that leave their rural areas to urban areas. Some people go leave their rural areas to look for greener pastures, right? So the first thing is to leave that environment. You understand? You can see if you do a research about people that have access to good quality of life tools, like what I just mentioned now, you see that people that have access to it perform better than those that, do you understand, that don't have access to it. So the first thing is to change environment.
But changing environment is not something that you might not have the financial capability to do that.
That's right. That's right. But if you can change your environment, you have to change it. But if you cannot change your environment, if in your environment you have access to some things, as someone that is creative, you can actually innovate.
But when you say, like, talking about environment, now let me just share my own view a little bit. Talking about environment, even if the person do not have the financial capacity to live a particular environment, he or she can expose himself to books, to the to books most of the time. At least books are very cheap to get, and you can just
That
visit
is
the
if you have
library.
access to
So
the library.
environment really is not like the location per se, right?
No, no, but it's part of it.
Wow.
Now, an environment you may have access to library, you may not have. So if you have access to a library, it can contribute, because if you don't have library, where do you want to get things to read? So if you have access to library, have access to internet, have access to good power supply, all those good qualities, if you have access to them, it will enhance your intelligence. But if you don't have it and you're actually born intelligent, it can actually reduce your level of intelligence. That's why they say talent and hard work must go together. Even if you are talented, you must also be hardworking. Someone that is hardworking that does not really have that kind of talent in quotes can also be successful, can even outperform someone that is talented. So I will use talent and hard work in terms of environmental
So
factors and
another question now. Now, for someone to be intelligent, environment is key.
is key.
Now, can you now say that for someone to be intelligent, can someone can someone attain that level with hard work?
Yes. Now, when we started earlier, I told you that the genetic factor contributes to approximately 50 to 80%. So even if you remove the environmental factors, you are still intelligent. You can still innovate. But I'm talking about someone who is not born intelligent. If you're not born intelligent, your environmental factor must be put in a stronghold. You have to put more effort to it. Do you understand? Because since you're not born intelligent, you have to work on your environmental factors. Number one, education. Number two, exposure to facilities, technological advancement, and the rest. Do you understand? So I'm majorly talking about those that are not actually born intelligent. But someone that is not actually born intelligent, someone that is actually born intelligent can actually innovate. Maybe if the person is in a rural area, can actually innovate and bring new technologies. Do you understand? But someone who is not born intelligent may not be able to do that.
Right. So thank you very much, Mr. Godwin, and I really appreciate
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure being here.
So to viewers watching me, at least we've said it all about intelligence, and what we've actually said today is that environment is the key to become intelligent. Even if you are not intelligent before, you can change your environment. You can actually go out of your comfort zone and keep learning on your own. Just get books, surround yourself with books, technologies, and everything. And over time, it's not overnight. Over time, you become intelligent. And one thing is, you should have a growth mindset also. You just have to believe that you can become intelligent. Not just having this fixed mindset that, okay, I'm not intelligent, I'm not intelligent. You have to believe that you can become intelligent over time. So thank you so much, Mr. Godwin. I'm so glad
It's
you
a
are
pleasure.
here.
It's a
So
pleasure.
if you enjoyed this video, please click on the like button and also subscribe to my channel. So thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.